Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Super excited to share with you some interesting things in the world of coin collecting and in GSA Carson City dollars or not. Let's take a look at what a GSA dollar is. First of all, the GSA dollar, generally, you'll see they'll come in these bigger boxes like this, and they were coins that were proudly displayed with Richard Nixon's name on them. As we approach America's bicentennial, the historic silver dollar is one of the most valued reminders of our national heritage. What exactly were these bad boys here? Sometimes the devil's in the details, and they tell you on the little cards that were issued here about the history of the Comstock lode, Carson City, and the mint, named after Kit Carson. The area was named after Kit Carson, not the mint, but the mint by virtue of, the fact that the area is named after him. I think it was named the Eagle Valley before that. This coin is an uncirculated specimen of the Morgan dollar containing 90% silver, which somehow survived the massive coin melts of the early 1900s. Little bits of history there to think about. Massive coin melts of the early 1900s. These were discovered by a Treasury audit in 1964 after nearly a century of obscurity in the vaults. So sometimes when you guys clean your room and you find stuff, I'm going to have a whole video about just cleaning my office and finding stuff. This issuance by General Services Administration, GSA, that's where the term GSA comes from. And of course it says that these were found by an audit in 1964, but you see the United States government in 1972. There's a lot of ephemera paper out there that just shows, the sale process. And here is something fun to see. It has a serial number, and just so you know, the first two digits of the serial number should match up with the coin in the box. In other words, this should be an 1880, and it is. But there's more. There's actually quite a bit more to talk about here. I've got a few more coins to show you, plus some more details to give you on the coin that we just kind of glanced at. Of course, mostly you're going to find coins in here that are the most common years for Carson City silver dollars, 1882, 3, and 4. Lots of times people get them certified. All of these are coins we're going to get certified. One of the things that you'll notice is you'll see on these holders, which look just like the holders that were from the Eisenhower dollar, which conveniently is what they did. They just took products they had and reused them. You'll see some of them say uncirculated silver dollar and some say silver dollar. The coins that say uncirculated versus the ones that say silver, oftentimes what you're running into is these coins that say silver dollar will have some type of toning on them, or something that the people who sorted the coins thought looked detrimental to the coin. So they did not go in the uncirculated, they just went in the silver dollar pile. So there were two different piles from whence ye came. And one of the things that's a little bit more fun about some of these guys here, little known fact, Sammy, as we look at that 1884, is that you can find hard-packed coins that are not Carson City. And so they don't say Carson City, they just say United States uncirculated silver dollar. What I'm intrigued by, now these also came in the soft packs. So the Eisenhower dollars that you see in those blue packs, usually those will have the uncirculated silver dollars that are not Carson City. I've owned so few of these uncirculated silver dollars in the hard packs that I thought most certainly this is much, much, much more rare than the soft packed holders. And I'm delightfully wrong, as often is the case. This time I'm going to say it so the engineer doesn't have to put up a thing on the screen explaining how wrong I am. For this particular date, and other dates are going to vary, but this 1887 Morgan, NGC has graded 141 of these in soft packs and 414 in the hard packs. So, you've got almost, roughly triple as many in the hard packs as soft packs for this date. But for myself at the coin store, we see probably a 10-to-1 ratio at least. I mean, I'll see 10 soft packs for every hard pack that I see that is a GSA holder. It's Pretty fascinating to me to see the difference there. Also, there are Carson City dollars that are in the soft packs, and so people will collect these, of course, by the holder. Collect the plastic, folks, not the coin. But you can understand historically why people will collect certain things, certain combination of plastic and coin, because it's interesting and it's historical. So probably all of these coins will be going off to NGC to get graded. I really enjoy how NGC grades these. They put a strip around it. If I were king of the hill at PCGS, I would actually modify. I would just mimic what NGC does. CAC should do the same thing. I don't know if they're doing that yet. Little known fact, look at this little piece of paper here. GSA December, well, I'm sorry. I don't know that DC stands for December. 73.13502. All right, here's something that you don't see every day. This 1880 year group of Carson City silver dollars is noted for several die varieties. For example, the 80 in the figure 1880 often covers a 7 or 7.9 due to the fact that the dies of the 1879 were frequently used in the following year. This was accomplished by removing the 79 from the die and putting 80 in its place. Unfortunately, the entire 79 was not always eliminated, thus leaving all or part of the 79 visible behind the 80. As such die varieties may enhance the value of the coin, we suggest that you examine the coin carefully or perhaps have the coin inspected by a competent numismatist. My new favorite two words together. And so we're going to go back to this 1880 that's been sitting here and pull this bad boy out of the holder. And what they're talking about, what's that all about? They're talking about the 8 and the 7. The second 8, you can actually really clearly, just at this angle, we got lucky today here, see that 7 popping through the center of that second 8, all the way down to a little tab at the bottom below the 8. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab my slightly more powerful loop here. That was a 10 power. We're going to go 20 and see if that helps us see anything here. And once again, sometimes closer is not better, but look at that 7 popping out underneath that 8. So at one angle you can see the 7 better, at another angle you can see the tab right below the 8. Looks like it's been underlined. So usually when you get these coins, the paperwork, you probably have one of these cards, but oftentimes you won't have one of these cards. First of all, because these cards were only sent out with the 1880 coins. But also, oftentimes, people now, if coins have been certified, they just keep this. They oftentimes don't have the entire package with the outer box and all of the inner paperwork. You know, none of those things directly affect the value of the coin, but they do affect the value, shall we say, of the resaleability of the coin. It can change the demand just slightly. Someone would prefer to have this with all of the accoutrement. All right, I pretended to know French. This is an exciting day. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please drop some knowledge for those of you who specialize in these. Let us know some details. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.